Hello and welcome to another episode of Dinks with Kinks. Before we get started, I do want to remind everyone that you can follow us on social media at Dinks with Kinks on Twitter, Instagram, and guess what? Facebook. We're on Facebook now. Woo! Tell your
So all the
grandparents about
older
us.
people can join us.
Yeah. Tell your grandparents. Listen to the Dinks with Kinks. It's hot. It's real hot
We like
stuff.
us some gilfs.
I'm John
Hot.
Dondero, and with me tonight, Mr. Shep
Good evening.
and Miss Rebecca.
Hello.
Now, you'll
I'm not
notice I
used to
didn't
that. There was no
modification to it.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I
didn't-
knew it was
I
coming.
didn't modify anything in front of your name. I didn't want to add that because tonight we're discussing body modification. And I've been talking to our fans about this,
And about
and a lot of them want us.
what body modifications we should do to you for the bad puns.
Yes.
No, because they love the puns. Puns are their favorite. Particularly my
course.
puns, and they hate your pun shaming, Shep. They're like, get that Shep pun shaming asshole
Which
outta
means they
here."
love Shep's puns, and they're not quite big a fan of John's puns. Got it.
That's right.
Okay. All right.
So, the one thing I wanted to say tonight is that we are talking about the arousal of body modification, not body modification by itself. Because a lot of people are like, this is not a kink, this is a way. And I'm like, but we're not talking about just the existence of body modification, but the arousal to body modification. I just wanted to clarify that.
Gotcha.
Because as I found out today, a lot of tattooists and tattoo artists and piercers were very in an uproar about the content we were going to talk about tonight. And I was like, don't worry, we're not bashing body modification. We're just talking about people who have an arousal to it.
We never shame here. Why are they
I
all up
know.
in arms? Have they not listened to us? We don't ever do that.
The only shaming we do here is pun shaming.
We do. It's pun shaming. We do never kink shame, always pun shame.
Absolutely. So I guess we should start out with what body modification is, like what we're talking about.
Yes, do tell.
I was going to let you do that.
Oh,
I don't know what it is.
I don't either. Shep?
Oh, Shep, go ahead with the explanation. What is body modification? What are we talking about?
Well, I mean, the word in this case says it all. And altering your body in various physical forms.
Well, that is, yes, the proper terminology for it. We're more or less talking with everything from tattoos to piercings to implants, and not just breast implants. You can get all
And
types
not
of
butt
implants.
plugs, because that's different.
Yeah, that is insertion, not implanting. I have learned the difference between insertion and implanting. Two different things. Didn't know.
Is,
Now I know.
is getting pregnant implantation?
Yes,
Okay.
because
Sorry.
it
Things are
it
falling out of my
essentially
mouth.
becomes a part
my.
of you.
But put them back in.
Yeah, implantation is the act of creating something that becomes a part of you in a more permanent sense.
Oh.
I see.
Yes.
I.e., I add breast implants, or they put some horns on me, which are very popular, or any type of
What about fangs? People filing their teeth. That's Is that
Yes.
that's modification?
And snake
Correct.
tongue.
Yeah.
snake tongue and elf ears. Like
Oh, elf
having
ears,
your
yeah.
ears sliced and sewn back together to create elf ears, which I've seen, and I'm very pro. Sorry. So I think what we should do tonight is we should start small and work our way up.
What was that hand motion? What was that?
I think he was tweaking his nipples.
I know, that's what it looked like.
No, itty bitties. I was doing itty bitties with my fingers.
Itty bitty titty committee? What?
When I say the word itty bitties and a finger motion, everyone knows what I'm talking about. You guys are the weird ones. I'm not weird.
Do we want to take a poll?
No, this is not a live stream. We can't take polls. Cool.
Okay. We can take a poll amongst our cast.
I think we should start this by
I'll let you
saying
borrow mine, but you can't take it. Sorry.
we should open up about ourselves.
Oh.
Rebecca, do you have any tattoos or piercings?
Well, other than my ears being pierced, just the lobes. I grew up in a very conservative household, so I have always wanted a tattoo. I even have one planned out. I have just never gotten one yet, but I plan on getting one actually for my birthday. So
Nice.
yes, on my thigh. Big one on my thigh.
Picture it didn't happen. Shep, what about you? Tattoos, piercings?
No, just 2 tattoos.
Just yeah, and I think they're rather
Just
small,
2?
aren't they?
Yeah, I think I've seen that
Yeah.
tattoo.
Yeah. Isn't one just like slightly smallly on your lower back? Doesn't it cover part of your lower back?
Yes. Covers part of it, yes.
Shep's tattoos are
Okay.
hot.
I know. Okay. Jokes aside, he doesn't have a tramp stamp. He has a full back tattoo. And if you need clarification, I think we have a picture somewhere on our social media.
So,
Continue.
I was saying I really liked Shep's tattoo. I think it's beautiful. I think it's just beautiful. And
You have
your
another
tattoo too, as well. I have
Are
seen,
we going to talk about
seen
my
both your
tattoos?
tattoos.
Well, I
You've
guess
seen-
that
have
we're
you
supposed
seen-
to ask, so John, do you have any
So
body
John, do
modifications?
you have any tattoos or piercings? It's my turn to ask the question.
Okay, I have 3 tattoos. I used to have several piercings.
Tattoos. Okay. Sorry, I thought I heard testicles for a second there. My bad.
I also have 3 testicles. But that's a different podcast.
What's the
That
modification?
wasn't a body. No, it wasn't. I was born that way.
Oh, okay. You're right.
No, I have 3 tattoos. 1 on each shoulder and 1 on my butt. Maybe for the Patreon, I'll post what my butt tattoo says. Shep,
It says,
what's your name?
It says, no entree?
No. I would never put no entree back there. Anyway, but I used to have several piercings too. I had my eyebrow pierced, my lip pierced, my nose pierced, one of my ears pierced, my nipples pierced, and almost got my belly button pierced on the bed. But I'm glad I didn't because I do not like navel piercings on anybody. Not on me, not on somebody else.
Oh, so why is this? Tell us more.
Oh no, it's one of those things. Okay, so when I had my eyebrow piercing, I caught it on everything: pillowcases, door edges. I have never hit my eyebrow in my entire life until I got it pierced, and then suddenly it was a magnet for everything.
Oh my.
So this helps us go into the safety of body modification.
That
Know
will
your
come much
environment.
later.
I remember the first time I was with the one and only time I was with somebody that was pierced. I mean,
Wait,
what?
pierced where?
He had his tongue pierced and he had a Prince Albert.
And what
In a
is a
can?
Prince Albert?
He had a ring through the tip of his penis.
Ring around the peener. Got it.
He did. And I was thoroughly surprised and it was very nice.
All right. So I think we know what the answer is going to be. The would yous at the end of the episode. I think we know.
Sorry.
All right.
I jumped the gun a little bit.
I know. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
It wasn't a gun, but yeah.
So I think that's basic what body modification is. It's tattoos, piercings, or types of implants, or anything that modifies your body. Now that we've gotten what it actually is, let's talk about the sexual attraction to it. Like people are into it, either receiving or being with somebody receiving body modification. I mean, it's no secret. You put a very tatted woman in front of me with piercings, all but the navel, and I'm all like, "Oh, totes my thing. I love it." I'm a big fan of tattoos.
I guess I'm out. I'm out. Bye.
I'm not. Listen, whoa. You are acting like that's you have to get in there. I think I've only been with one person with tattoos in my entire life. So you are saying what I enjoy to look at and what will actually willing to sleep with me are
Shep,
two
are you
very
listening to
different
this right now?
things.
He's totally like trying to backpedal out of this.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I've never seen
I'll
such
admit.
talented backpedaler. I mean, you just Energizer Bunny.
No. There's no backpedaling.
He was like,
I'm into
whoa.
tattooed girls.
Back drummer. Boom, 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 boom.
Now, usually tattooed girls are not into me. I am too much of a dork, and that's okay. I like my dorky self. Shep, what about you? If your partner is heavily tatted or pierced or has some type of modification, is that something you've had experience with?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Not a fan no man. Fix the words there. I'm a big fan of the various body mods, tattoos, and such. Never a requirement, but always an enjoyment. Sure.
And I think.
See, and that's
Rebecca
what you say, so
answered-
you don't have to backpedal so much. That's how you properly say it.
Good job,
I
Shep.
was not backpedaling.
Oh,
I
look at
stand
his
by my
face
love
right
of
now. Look
tattooed
at
women.
Just saying.
What about untattooed women? That's fine.
I enjoyed them too.
We're a culture, not all of ourselves. It's fine.
God, you can like more than one culture. Just throwing it out there. Don't pigeonhole me.
I'm sorry. I'm sassy pants today.
Don't sassy pants me and don't pigeonhole me. I like everybody. I want a Prince Albert slapping around my face. Actually, no, Prince Albert's kind of scaring me.
They shouldn't.
Knowing your luck, it'd probably ring you in the nose.
Exactly. I'm absolutely worried it will find my eyebrow.
I find tattoos incredibly sexy. I do. There is just something, I don't know, something about them.
And just like that, Shep has removed
Has
all
no
his
shirt
clothes.
on.
Fantastic. I like it. Yeah. And I want to say like the whys of like why this can be related to sexual attraction as far as like appearance. It probably stems from both, depending on your age, either being taboo or if you're younger, it's kind of the norm now. You know, when I was a kid, if someone had full sleeve tattoos, any type of tattoo that you could see outside of like a normal shirt, they were what was called like, not a miscreant, but one of those people. A wild person, as it were, a ruffian. And nowadays, everybody's got tattoos, visible tattoos. It's normal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think this particular arousal, and I'm just talking tattoos, we're not getting any deeper right now. But so depending on your age, I think judges where that arousal came from. If you're an older person like myself, you relate tattoos probably when you were a child as wild and taboo. So you're like, oh, naughty, yay. Bring me that hot goth chick all tattooed up, the fishnets. Oh, yeah. But someone who's younger, who has a mom who is a hot goth chick with tattoos all over their body, that's normal. So that arousal has to come from someplace else.
I think for me, it's both. Because we're about the same age. So, it is the taboo thing, the bad boy, But I think it's also an expression of who that person is. So it's like the type of clothes they wear, how they wear their hair. It's very much an expression of who they are. And I think that's what I also find very attractive, is because you can see who they are, what they're into, what they like, without ever saying a word. And I think that's sort of that mental, like, you can take them in visually before you even say anything. Yeah.
Tattoos, of all things, promote confidence. If you see someone with full sleeves, they were confident they wanted that on their body for the rest of their life. I have trouble picking where I want to go to fast food. Like, if you're like, hey, John, let's go grab some fast food, it's a 40-minute thought process of where I'm going to. I'm not confident in any decision I make. If you see someone with a lot of tattoos, that person's very confident. They knew exactly what they wanted, enough so that they paid somebody to etch it onto their skin forever. And I love that. Oh, yes. I love just somebody's that confident.
I'm very confident that when I'm at the beach, they might not like what they see coming, but they'll like what they see going.
I think that's another reason why I haven't gotten one until, like, I haven't been very confident in getting one until now, because I've grown and I've changed so much. And now I'm like settled into who I am, and I've become more confident in who I am, and I've grown. And now I'm like, yes, this is what I want. Yes. And I think you're right. Like it does. It's very much, this is who I am. I know who I am. And that's hot. Confidence is always hot.
Confidence is incredibly hot. So, like, I think that's for, like, the younger generation. I think a lot of the sexual arousal from, like, seeing tattoos on a person absolutely comes from, they have decision-making skills because they decided on their tattoo and they added it to their body, and it's there forever. And that's hot because you knew what you had going on, especially if it's in a place like, okay, I have shoulder tattoos. I can wear a t-shirt and hide that because I'm not that confident. But if I had full sleeves, I'm telling the world I know exactly what I like, where I'm at, and bam. And I think with piercings are just like an expression, like, and adding to the physical appearance of yourself, because you can do everything from
your own personal modifications to your self, your temple, your image.
Yeah.
Everyone
instead
decorates
of that which was given to you.
Everyone decorates their house differently.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I like about piercings. Like, that's why I used to love having piercings, because I was like, this is me. This defines who I am. Of course, when I was younger, piercings, were a staple in the rock movement, like the metal. I listen to metal. I have piercings. Now that I'm older, I'm like, I work. Okay, my day job is at the library. I'm not going to say which library, but at a library. 2 people work there, just got their septums pierced. Had that been 20 years ago, there'd be no way a librarian would have a septum piercing, which is the hoop, or what I call the bull ring.
Bull ring.
The bull ring. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, librarians now have septums piercings. It's not as taboo as it once was.
Boo.
Yeah, right? No, I like that. I like that it's become a thing. But I think with those 2 body modification types, that all of that stems from like a taboo, wild child, defiant kind of headspace, especially growing up. I want to stand against the grain, as it were. Now, I mean, like, if my son says, hey, I want a piercing, I'm like, okay, we'll go get you a piercing. It's normal.
Yeah.
So
I think, I think just segueing into like piercings and then in the major body modifications, I think it's just knowing who you are and what you want to look like. You know, I mean,
Yes, but that's more of just like the body piercings and mods. But as a fetish, though, it's all about the arousal of seeing and experiencing them, right?
yeah.
So would the what is it? Putting the needles through your skin and stuff like that just count also towards the fetish itself, or is that
absolutely.
a different fetish?
I want to say getting the piercing or giving someone that piercing. I think that falls into the category, and we're driving real close to the transformation fetish. And yeah, we're like skirting that line. We see our furries over there, and we're like, oh, what's up? We're totally different from you, but we're heading down that same road because you're changing somebody. So like you're driving sexual arousement from changing some part of who you are physically. And I'm not saying that everybody who gets a piercing or a tattoo is aroused by that. I'm talking about people with that arousal. That's kind of the headspace they're in. It falls under like, I'm altering my appearance and adding to it. It's not a subtraction. Well, sometimes it's a subtraction if I'm having something removed, but typically it's an addition to what they call their final form. We've all heard the phrase, this is not even my final form. And a lot of times with body
Or
mods.
simply people feeling that they're finally being able to express their inner self outwardly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And not just a transformation fetish, but let's move over to like identity, like trans people. They go through a transformation of their own, and sometimes with body modifications, it is the same mindset of transforming into a person they are inside. Like if someone has a forked tongue, sometimes they're doing it for just the shock and awe. But most of the time, someone who's getting this done and not, performing in a circus freak show, because the one person I know with the split tongue literally told me he got it for, and I quote, shock and awe because of my job, because he works doing performances like that. But I've seen other pictures.
Another suspensionist that has a forked tongue as well.
I did not know they had a forked tongue.
Yeah, she does.
I should have picked her brain about this. But yeah, that is not shock and awe. That is transformation. That is being who they are on the inside. Do we know if they did that? Did they do that part of the fetish aspect? Because I know they work in the fetish industry. Or did they do it for, non-sexual reasons?
I would say their own.
I like that. But there are definitely people into that. And not just having it done, but seeing somebody with that modification. And that falls heavily under the transformation fetish. They like the forked tongue because it's not, and I'm using heavy air quotes, human.
Oh, watch out, folks. They're heavy.
They're heavy. Look at this. I have the giant inflatable fingers and I'm doing it. But they're not human. It's transformation into something else. So, same with elf ears.
Yes. Some people like to regress down to their own lizard brain.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't have a forked tongue. I don't know what to do with one tongue if you split it in two, and they can move independently of each other.
Yes,
that blows my mind. That blows my mind. I would have no idea what to do with that.
You could cross your tongue like you cross your legs.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it.
Women would love you for it, though.
Oh, it has endless possibilities, and I'm sure they're all fun. Me, I'm like, I don't know what to do with. If I have two of something, I have no idea what to do with both of them. I have two arms.
You can hug things with your tongue. Yes.
Yeah, but I already struggle at talking. Now put two independently brained things in my mouth, I'm screwed.
I don't think I could ever. Because I am a musician. I am a brass musician, and the muscles, my lips, my face, my tongue is all very, it's almost sacred. Like you have to keep them in, like modifying them.
Fine-tuned instrument.
It is a fine-tuned instrument, and just you have to keep them together. Not that I'm against it, because I mean, kissing somebody with a tongue piercing, yes, but yes, please. But I think for me personally, I don't think I could do it to myself, only because my mouth and tongue are very important to me.
No, I can understand that. I wouldn't have the
They're very
dedication
important to you in their natural state.
They are, and they work very well in their natural. John's brain just exploded. You're gonna give him a minute.
Right,
He's gonna put that together.
Let's go ahead and reset. All right, so there's a lot of dedication and learning how to use those muscles again independently. I just couldn't do it. But something like elf ears, I can 100% get behind. And what I'm talking about, like elf ears, is when they have their ears cut down the middle and then resewn into a pointed shape. So they'd have pointed ears, and they call them elf ears or Vulcan ears or pointed ears, i.e., not normal ears.
Ears that have a tipping point, yes.
Ah, yes. They come to a real point. And as you can see, I already have big old ears. Let's not draw more attention to them. It's not something I'm very confident in. But, of course, somebody who does. I actually love horns.
Do you now?
Mm-hmm. The little devil horns.
He enjoys all things horny.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I'm gonna be real honest. Every Halloween, I have my prosthetic horns that I put on. I think they're hot, and other people with them, I think, is very hot as well. So, I think if I went to any extreme body modification, like if you're like,
So
okay, you gotta pick one.
The horns this year. Got it. Okay, good.
Yeah. Shep, you need them horns. No, I mean, if I had to pick one body modification that I had to get, like on the extreme side, it would be horns. 100%. Yeah. Because everybody's got a little devil in them. And if they don't, I'm happy to put it in there.
And there it is. We both Shep and I went,
His little demon.
That eye roll was so hard it
Debbie
went
cake?
across the screen. It was just like a 2-person eye roll in sync. I loved it. So yeah, I think the sexual arousement from body modification, it all boils down to this is simply a transformation fetish on a different level.
I agree. I also don't think that this one, I think this goes along the lines with like anal, and it is becoming less taboo. It is becoming one of those things because it is becoming more common. Piercings, modifications, tattoos, they're all becoming so mainstream now. It is not, it's a fetish and I'm attracted to it and I like it, but it's not as like a major deal. Whereas in before you'd be like, oh, I love a bad boy with tattoos. Like that was a big, but it's not anymore. It's just like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now I need a shirt that has an arrow pointing up my face that says less taboo and more for you.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you go to the doctor and your doctor now has full sleeve tattoos and you're just like, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it honestly is the reason behind that fetish is changing. And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that we're in an era where the reasons behind a kink or a fetish is changing. We're like that last generation that's going to have that taboo fetish. I wonder if the opposite of that's going to start picking up the lack of body modification as a sexual arousement.
Clean, like very pure skin, unpure, like very
No tattoos.
pristine. Yeah, I can see that.
And the reason I bring that up is because it is becoming a thing.
I'm winning.
Porn stars are, yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. Porn stars are now, I've done some research, and porn searches for no tattoos, no piercings are on the rise. And it's not it's not even a wholesome thing. Now it's becoming such a rarity to find somebody with no tattoos, no piercings, that it's almost becoming a taboo to not have them. Like, we don't frown upon it, but it's just a rarity to see.
Step up, folks.
And I like it.
Here we go.
I know. We are
Seek
in this
that which we don't
paradigm.
have or are.
Yeah. No, it's actually 100%. We're in a paradigm shift of what is considered taboo. And I love it.
There you go. See,
it's a
you
great
know what?
time to be alive.
Instead of getting a tattoo for my birthday, I won't get one, just so that I can balance out the kink on this podcast. I can be
Right? Yeah, listen.
I can be
I think the
I
goal is
approve of
now.
this message.
The goal is to make it from birth to death, or to the retirement home. Now, I don't want to say death because you can get hit by a bus at age 12, but no, birth to retirement home, not a single piercing, not a single tattoo. And that will be like, you either lived in a capsule your entire life, you're either the most boring person in the world, you have piercings, you have your ears pierced. I'm saying they had nothing pierced
okay.
and no tattoos in retirement home. You have plans to get a tattoo.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Shut up, baby. You know it.
You're on a fetish podcast. You're not bored. How did you take that as a
There are
personal
many
shot? I have
things.
no
Boring is
idea.
not one of
Because I
them.
can. That's what I do.
Okay, there it is. But yeah, so, and now I'm gonna start tipping it on like safety and long-term effects of body modification. Because,
How long?
well, yeah, safety, like how to do this properly safe. Because the more I researched body modification, it was harder to find places that actually did it legitly. They have private black market areas where you can get stuff done because you can't get them done. Like, I can't go to my dermatologist and be like, hey, could you put some horns under this skin right here?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I might be
or
able to now.
tattoo your eyes.
Mm-hmm. And it can be very dangerous. I've seen some people, I've read some stories about people who get their eyes tattooed.
And then go
completely
blind.
Mm-hmm. Some people who have gotten, again, the horn implants, and the bone underneath the implant rejected it, and now they have a dent in their head. They had to have them removed and then a plate put over them because their bones, the bone underneath, rejected the implant, like it's sitting on there, and it just said, we're just going to rot. So there is absolutely an inherent risk to extreme body modification.
So kink responsibly and safely.
Yeah, definitely. If this is something you're interested in doing, I am not here to discourage. I just want to make sure people are out there taking every precaution to be safe, because as much as you may want to transform, I don't want to see you transform in something that's going to shorten anybody's life.
Take it from him. This is the man that wants you horny because it makes him horny.
Yeah. If they told me I could have horns like the ones that legitimately jetted out of the head, like, you know, little devil horns with a sharp point, I 100% would go get those.
And get stuck in every doorway.
I can see
Yeah.
him like running into a door and being stuck. Or in some
I would
wild
ruin so
throes
many
of some
shirts.
sex and get stuck in the headboard.
Honestly, I just picture putting my shirt on in the morning.
I picture you shredding your shirt in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Shredding. Yes,
I would
yes.
go through so many
Tank top,
shirts.
so you new best friend.
Mm-hmm. So, again, and that doesn't just involve body modification. Tattoos. Don't go get a backyard tattoo, like a back alley tattoo. Make sure you go to a proper tattoo artist, someone who's certified, safe, because I've also seen skin infections from tattoos, and I have a niece who does tattoos, and she is fantastic, but she has told me some horror stories that she has seen while apprenticing. So you definitely want to make sure everything you do above the board as the best of your ability, because it can kill you. This is definitely a way of life that can personally affect your health.
And whatever
like that.
doesn't kill you can make you kinkier.
Well, actually, whatever doesn't kill you can make you like, a horrid vegetable that doesn't want to live. So kink safely.
Yes.
Way to
Safety.
way to be a
Big
downer,
safety words.
John. All right.
I know. I'm sorry.
Damn.
And I'm not shaming the lifestyle. It's the worry ward in me. I'm an old man now.
It's okay, Debbie.
It's okay.
Debbie.
It's okay.
Yeah. Guys, stop.
Debbie
It's a
Downer.
worry ward.
Debbie's
I'm not a
okay.
Debbie
Negative
Downer.
Nancy
I'm not
over
a Debbie
there.
Downer. I'm not a negative Nancy. Go get it done. Just
Bad
get it
mood
done
Betty.
safely.
I can keep going.
I screwed you guys.
All
Moody
night
Mary.
long.
You know what? Fine. That's it. We're all getting elf ears. I know a person who will do them. Legitly know a person who can do them. So we're all getting elf ears. Next time we're all together, that's what we're going to go do. You want to call me a Debbie Downer? I know people who do this. I know what's up. That's why I am a cautious mofo, because I know how bad it can get. And I don't want that for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Do it safely.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. I'll continue the conversation then.
We're like, what do you want us to say to that? We agree. Yes. Don't do shit in a back alley. That seems like appropriate, unless you're into that, and that's a totally different fetish. And like, we'll get to that later. But
We'll get into the back alley medical fetishes.
yes.
Yeah. All right. I think now we're at the part where we're gonna get our personal opinions on the fetish, as far as like,
We haven't yet?
future and past experience.
Okay.
We gotta jump
this is-
the gun, remember?
We did a little jump the gun, but I got some questions. All right. So in this section, we always do the would you, Miss Rebecca, would you be willing to get a body modification, not a tattoo, but like elf ears or implantations of some sort?
No. Because I like how I look. It's not that I don't feel the need to alter myself in that major type of way, because it's gonna sound sort of, I don't know, bold myself, but I think I
No.
look pretty hot. So why alter it? I mean, I'll just put on some makeup.
No, that's an absolutely fine answer.
No.
Listen, confident in who you are. Now, would you be with somebody who had those type of implants?
It would depend on the implant.
So, elf ears.
Elf ears, okay.
Would you bang an elf?
Yeah, I would bang an elf.
Horns.
No.
Would you bang a little devil?
No. I'd
Big
be
devil.
afraid to get my eye poked out. I get a little rough. So.
Sharp teeth.
You'll poke
like
your
a
eye
file,
out.
the file teeth when they're like down to sharp, pointed
No.
teeth. No.
Uh,
Is it because you enjoy?
'Cause she
biting
likes a
and that
nibbler.
just- yeah.
yeah, I like biting, and I don't want to be. I just don't feel. I like the flat teeth part of it. So, no.
All right.
Vampire,
Like the
vampire
herbivore, not the
teeth.
carnivore.
Vampire teeth, maybe. Vampire teeth, okay. Not the whole mouth. not the whole file.
You're not trying to bang
No,
a shark.
I'm not trying to bang a shark. Vampire teeth, okay. Yeah, I think I'd do fangs.
Ooh,
All right.
my.
I'll go do fangs.
Now, Shep, it's your turn. And you guys, I told you, the would you will is going to be different because we were going to the more extreme sides of body modification as far as arousal. Mr. Shep, let's get your opinion. Would you modify your body outside of like normal piercings and tattoos, as in like getting some type of implant or surgery to alter your appearance?
Well, it'll all depend on if all this body modification stuff becomes medically sound without all the possibilities of negative effects. Because the eyes
Okay.
thing's kind of cool sounding.
It does, actually. I think it looks amazing. The tattoo, they take the white out of your eyes and change to a color. I'm just waiting for it to be able to, you can control the color. Like when it's all done with nanochip
You want LEDs?
stuff, and you can just change your eye
Okay.
color. Yes. I want my body modifications to all be cybernetic.
I think they're IEDs,
IEDs.
right? IEDs.
No. Oh, yeah, I guess. Oh, God, puns. I'm going to go on the would you will. I think once cybernetics become to a point where you can have tactile function, I'm going to slowly start replacing myself with a machine. I'm going to live forever. I'm going to pull a Hermes from Futurama. Just start replacing stuff as it
Does the
as I
rest
get
of
tired
the
it.
world have a say?
Upgrade.
Damn it.
No. Future Cyberman here, and I willingly go. I want the upgrade.
Okay, what part of your body are you replacing first?
Outside of that, my legs, because I have a bad leg. I have nerve damage in my leg from an accident, and I would probably replace my legs with robotic legs. Not
Like
current
one of those little
ones,
runner
because
legs that go
I've-
tink, tink, tink?
No, I've seen the current generation of running robots, and that is goofy as hell. I'm not ready for that. But you
But
know,
I
when we
want
get
to
like,
call you my little tink, tink. Good tink, tink.
you can later. But when we get to like Terminator level
Okay.
legs that work
John
like
is-
that, I'm all
John-
about it.
John, from
right
now,
now,
ever
I've
known you are
seen-
now tink tink.
Please don't. I can tell you a story
Okay.
why I do not want to be called Tink Tink.
Okay.
That's for a different
okay.
podcast. Yeah. Just tell you what, watch one of the podcasts on the other channel and you'll hear that story. It's not a sex thing, so I don't want to tell it here. I'm on other
What?
podcasts, okay?
You're
So,
cheating on us with
weirds.
other podcasts?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I
Wait.
knew it.
Anyway.
Latin.
I feel like
But yeah.
open communication. Isn't that like the whole point about poly podcasting? Like I thought that was like communication was key in that.
I thought you both were aware. Okay, I thought we came into this knowing that I like to, I like variety. I like
Casting
to do,
all the time.
I do
Casting all the
sexy.
time.
Yeah, I do the sexy stuff with y'all, and I do the weird crap with the blue skirt boys.
So we get the
Chef's
sexy
a member of the
leftover
Blue Skirt
stuff.
Boy.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
That's what this
We're
is.
the dirty little secret.
And weirdly
Is
enough-
that it?
No, actually, weirdly enough, this is the legit podcast. Like where we're like
Oh.
smart and know what's happening. The other podcast is
We
like,
do?
I'm an
Okay.
idiot.
Hmm.
You guys are the I'm proud of. The other ones are my dirty little secrets. So yeah, I think once robotic, once I become a cyborg, I absolutely would modify my body in such a way. Shep, would you slowly replace your body with machine parts?
I mean, not machine parts, no. I mean, certain enhancements, maybe, sure, just to, help you sustain all the longevity and all that kind of stuff. But Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't
Nothing
know
too
if I
fancy.
should replace any of my parts with robotic things.
Maybe your interior parts, maybe.
Listen, the older I get, the more I hurt.
Keep the
Did you
outside
have
shape
sex
good.
with someone that had like a robotic vagina?
Yes.
Oh, true.
Depends on how many
see,
settings
now
it had and what they
see,
did, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right.
See?
Mm-hmm. You're talking to a giant sci-fi nerd.
yeah.
If you're like, hey, would you have sex with a cyborg? Yeah. Where do I sign up?
Okay.
100%. Anyway, so that's body modification. I like this fetish, and I like it as not fetish. Like, it's not my kink, but I am absolutely wowed by it as a way of life. Like, people who do it, because like, one, I admire the confidence to do it. So
Yeah.
I think we need to talk about
Do it.
spin the wheel for next week. See what we're talking about.
Indeed.
Oh, all right. Well, it's spinning. Around it goes. Where it lands, nobody knows. Oh. Well, it didn't hit as many pegs as I thought it would this time as it was circling. It almost seemed like it was held down and like the pegs were removed
Why?
and then put back in.
Oh,
We have to
God,
take
no.
Do you guys know what we're talking about next week?
It was
We
such-
have to
it
take
was
the.
such
We
a
are
nice
taking away the
podcast
wheel
for a minute
privileges
there.
from you. If you keep this up.
So what you're trying to tell me is you really want to ram it down and just penetrate and take the wheel from me. Anyway, we're talking about pegging next week. We're gonna be talking about the wild world of pegging. Just call me Aunt Peg. Peggy. I'm gonna make so many King of the Hill jokes. It's not gonna be funny. Guys, follow us on social media at Dinks with Kinks on Instagram, Twitter, and now Facebook. It's cool. We're tell your grandparents about us. I'm John Dondera, and with me, as always, the very sexy, yet not as robotic as I would like,
Good evening.
Miss Rebecca. And the very Red Dragon style tattooed Mr. Shep.
Till next time.
You guys have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Bye.